Welcome back to Blackthornprod. As you probably know, last week I released my first small commercial game on Steam, The Dreadful Whispers. On that Thursday, the 5th of September, I was nervous, despite my bold claims of not being worried, feeling like I'd already succeeded by finishing this large and complex project. I was still anxious about people's opinions, especially on the day of release. Would there be lots of game-breaking bugs? Would an overwhelming majority feel tragically disappointed? I wanted to be an example for upcoming indie developers, but if I failed to deliver something decent with Dreadful Whispers, who knows how that might have harmed other people's beliefs in their own future as game creators. In short, I was starting to panic. The Dreadful Whispers was made in about 8 months. I was the only developer, so of course it's very close to my heart. At 11 AM on launch day, I hit the release app button, feeling slightly dizzy. As soon as I did, people began to buy the game, and I launched my YouTube video announcing TDW was live on Steam, and I posted something on Twitter and made a Discord announcement. This is it, I thought, eyes glued to the screen. I refreshed every social media page I owned looking for notifications, anxious to hear people's thoughts, despite the game having only come out a few minutes ago. Numbers began ticking up, comments streaming in, Discord chat flooding with excited new players. The Dreadful Whispers was out the oven, and I was pale as a sheet. About 1 hour later, a massive bug was spotted. Someone unexpectedly teleported himself from one of the game's first levels to a last level. I was dismayed. I questioned the person like he was on trial, trying to figure out what was going on. How could this be? I only discovered several hours later that I had left a stupid debug script on one of the game objects in the scene, which would indeed take the player to the last level. I felt like punching myself, but instead I laughed like a maniac and kept refreshing Twitter, YouTube, Discord and Steam, eager to fix any other bugs and hear players' thoughts. There were all kinds of small quirks and bugs to be fixed, and I did. The whole first day I hardly left my desk. I was right with the community, answering questions, fixing things, and looking at Steam reviews with sweat on my brow and a twitchy eye. I had a good time watching Jonas, a fellow game developer and YouTuber, play my game live while 200 people watched on. Everyone seems to really like the world I'd created, and I began to breathe again and felt myself calm down. What a crazy day, I thought, as I went to sleep that night, dreaming of bugs and Steam reviews. Fast forward to today, a week after release, and I can comfortably say that launch on my first commercial game was a success. Not a massive success, there weren't any mainstream YouTubers playing it, and despite the support from the Blackthornprod community, I wasn't featured anywhere significant on Steam's front page. A few people shared screenshots of TDW being on the new and trending and under $10 game categories on Steam. I didn't see anything on my account, so I guess it varies from user to user. Basically, I took my first plunge as a small fish in a massive ocean that is Steam, but that feeling was quickly replaced by joy at the positive reviews written by people from the community. Incredible experience, inspiring adventure. I love this game, very atmospheric game, the art is amazing, thought-provoking, exceeded my expectations. And everyone was overwhelmingly positive about the beautiful music Dave Allen made for the game. He has a Twitter account, and of course you can check out the complete Dreadful Whispers album on Bandcamp. A week later I had 89% positive Steam reviews, so close to 9 out of 10. That's amazing. As always, there are some negative reviews. There were some complaints about controls not feeling good, others that the game is too short. One person thought the game was bleak, depressing and self-loathing and asked me if I was doing alright. Negative feedback stings a bit, but there's hidden gold in those sometimes harsh words. I really try to turn negative thumb downs into learning treasures. Many people enjoy themselves and I'm determined to focus on that. It's not easy. There's a funny experiment I learned one day. It consists in showing someone a white sheet of paper with a black dot in the middle, and you ask the person what he sees, and he'll say a black dot. He'll almost never say he sees a lot of white space. He'll focus on that little black dot, and that's how many of us act. We forget the overwhelming good and focus on that one bad. I'm interested and determined in learning from the bad, but yeah, feeling good about the positive. I've made mistakes, I've struggled a lot making this game, and of course, all that has resulted in my biggest, most crazy learning experience yet. This is just my first big game project. I have dozens and dozens more left inside me, and I'm full of energy and life and a hunger to improve. So the Blackthornprod saga shall of course continue. I have many ideas for future projects. My goal is to have an absolute blast creating my next game. With TDW I learned a massive amount, but it was mostly a hard, cold, brutal workout. I grew stronger, but now I'm ready for a beautiful run in some enchanting forests. I know how to publish commercial games, I believe in myself a lot more, I can overcome big challenges. The Dreadful Whispers was a long trek through misty ruins. Many times I got lost, unsure what to do next, where to move, stumbling over monsters and traps, but I came out stronger. Game dev is pure magic. You have the power of a god in your hands. You can craft any world you like, make up any story. No matter how uncool you think you are, all of that changes when you're making games. You're the king, you're the absolute master. Of course, you need to master the basics, you need to finish your first small projects. Game dev, when you're a complete beginner, can be terribly frustrating and hard, and you might feel like a dim-witted troll. So obviously, most quit, but if you keep going, you'll find that magic. I made a course at the start of this year with my brother, teaching the fundamentals of Unity, game art, and programming. Learning from that course is the first step you should consider taking. And yes, I know you're very interested in learning more about how much money I'm earning with the Dreadful Whispers, and I look forward to sharing all those juicy stats with you in a future video. So stay tuned, my friends, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who bought and played the Dreadful Whispers. Let me know what you thought about my game in the comments or on Steam with a review. Good or bad, I'm fascinated and it's really appreciated. And if you haven't explored the Dreadful Whispers world yet, don't worry, the game will always be there. So if one evening you have some time and feel like playing a very unique, personal game, the link is in the description. Also, thank you to all the game dev YouTubers that have supported me at launch. Thin Matrix was awesome enough to play my game, give me feedback, and a shout out in his latest video. Jonas played through the start of my game in a live stream, as I said before, and many other awesome game devs and YouTubers played it and gave me a Twitter shout out. There was a lovely feeling of community and that we're all there to help each other out. And then Brackies, who helped me greatly get started with game dev 3 years ago, played a bit of my game and said he really enjoyed it, which was awesome of course. Okay, to wrap up this video, a final thank you to my patrons who support Blackthornprod financially every month. They help me keep making games and videos. They're awesome. Alright, stay tuned. Cheers.